Someone with your hand raised, please tell me what is the value of x for this equation? What is the unknown that we're going to be trying to solve for? Or Mitchell's weight. So I'm going to have up here x is going to, in the end, equal, oops, we can write it this way. The weight, get up there, the weight of Mitchell. Okay? What's being compared to Mitchell? Who? Tim's weight. How does Tim compare to Mitchell? Okay, so if I say Tim's weight equals what? What's the expression that's going to represent Tim's weight? What? Okay, so we know that he's 93 pounds, so we don't care about that. We already know that he's 93 pounds. But what's the expression that represents his weight? So remember, he's being compared to Mitchell. So Mitchell is X number of pounds. We don't know. That's the unknown. What do I know about Tim compared to Mitchell? Yes? Okay, so how could I show that using Mitchell's weight? Yes?
You could do x plus 5.
Great. X plus 5. And that's going to be Tim's weight because it has Mitchell X plus another 5 pounds. All of this is going to equal what Tim weighs, which is 93 pounds. How do I find out what Mitchell weighs? And again, we have to think back. This is always an important piece. You have to think back to what the variables are representing. So X represents Mitchell. So in this case, I have to find out what X equals. Roberto.
You can change it to 93 minus 5 equals x.
Good. So isolate the variable. These cancel. And then I'm left with X equals, and then whatever 93 minus 5 is, which is what? Kelsey?
88.
88. So I have 88 pounds. So how much does Mitchell weigh? 88. Okay, 88 pounds. Now to double check real quick if that's a true statement, I could plug 88 back into my expression, x plus 5, or I could do a comparison between the two values. So they gave us 93 pounds for Tim, and we found by doing our calculations that Mitchell was 88. So if I subtract them, I should get a difference of what? 5 pounds, just like the story told me. So here I subtract, I need to borrow. So 13 minus is 5, and then 0. So that's exactly what I want. And looking at this last problem, or second to last problem, Carol is 66 inches tall. This is 20 inches less than 2 times Mindy's height. How tall is Mindy? We have two clues here to know which one is our x value. First of all, we have that Mindy is the height that's being asked about. That usually means it's a missing value that we have to look for. And second of all, everything is being related to Mindy's height. So Carol is being related to Mindy. So we know that Carol's height is 66 inches. We won't worry about the units right yet. So we know it's going to be equal to 66. And then we know that Mindy's height is going to be x. So Mindy's height is x, and then Carol's height is going to be related to that. It says that this is 20 inches less than, so we're going to be subtracting 20 inches. And then it says 2 times Mindy's height. Well, if Mindy's height is x, 2 times that is going to be 2x. And it tells us that Carol is equal to 66 inches tall. So this right here is going to tell us that the 2x minus 20 is actually equal to the 66. So now I just have to solve for x. So 2x minus 20 equals 66. To get this to the point where I am able to cancel, I need to use the inverse operation. So minus 20, or excuse me, inverse would be adding 20 plus 20. So these cancel. I add over here and get 86. And then 2x equals 86. So whatever's left over, I bring down. I have multiplication here, so I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2. These cancel. So x is going to be equal to whatever half of 86 is, which happens to be 43. So Mindy's height is 43 inches, and that's what we are going to write. So 43 inches equals Mindy's height. This last problem that we're looking at is a multi-step problem actually from your homework. I want to make sure that whenever I look at a problem, I have a lot of organization going on. So the moment I have any information that I think is going to be important to the problem, I want to write it down. So in the first sentence it says the first number is 8 more than the second number. So automatically I know that there are two numbers, number 1, number 2. I don't know what those numbers are yet, but I'm going to come back to that. So I go back to the original problem, and it says the first number is 8 more than the second number. So I have this second number here that's being related to. That makes the x, or the missing value, the second number. Whatever is going to be related to that should have the addition, multiplication, subtraction, a part of that. So if I go back to number 1, or the first number is 8 more than the second. Well, more than represents addition. So the second one is x. 8 more than that would be plus x. So now I have my two comparisons. That's all the information that the first sentence tells me. Now I go on to the second sentence. 3 times the second number. Well, if the first number was the second number was x, then 3 times that would be 3x. Plus, so I'm going to be doing some adding here, twice the first number. Well, the whole thing here is considered the first number. That whole expression represents the first number. So I have a couple of different ways that I could go about this. I could say twice the whole thing, so the first number, so 2 times x plus 8 in the parentheses, or I could just double each part. So 2x is double the x plus double the 8 would be 16. Either way, I'm going to have to simplify. It just depends on how you see the problem. So now I have my plus 3x, and it tells me that all of this equals 26. So at this point, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm solving the simplest equation or expression possible. So if I can combine like terms, and in this case, I have a 2x and a 3x. Same exact variable, and I can combine the coefficients. So 2, and there's a plus sign between them, so 2 plus 3 equals 5, so 5x, and then plus 16. 16 does not have a variable. It's a constant, so it cannot be combined with any of the algebraic terms on that side. And then all of this is going to equal 26. So let's take a look over here. To finish this problem up, I'm going to want to take what I've left with, 5x plus 16 equals 26. So in this case, 5x plus 16 equals 26. I need to isolate the variable just like any two-step equation or expression. To do this, I need to use the inverse operation, so minus 16 on both sides. Cancel these out. 5x is left over, equals, and then 26 minus 16 gives me 10. So x, I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. X is going to give me, come down here, 2. So x is equal to 2. But I look at my original problem, 2 just tells me what x is equal to. That's one of the problems. I don't know what both of the numbers are yet. I'm going to have to take that 2 and take a look at it by evaluating for number 1. So if x equals 2, then the x is going to be 2 here, and I can actually add those together. So 2 plus 8 gives me 10. So number 1, or the first number, is going to be equal to 10, and the second number, just being x, is going to equal 2. And we have found both of the numbers.